Love is easy to begin, but incredibly hard to begin again. When a relationship ends, we often talk about moving on, healing, and finding ourselves. But what we don't talk about enough is the quiet aftermath. The memories that stay, the trust that doesn't return easily, the fear of opening your heart once again. Today's conversation is about that space. I am joined by Geeta Kagra, the author of A Kiss to Remember, A Journey to Love Again, a novel that explores heartbreak, emotional abandonment, and the courage it takes to love after being broken. So let's begin. Before we begin, Geeta, I would like to share my personal experience reading your book. The thing is, never in my life I felt so single. After reading your book, I really feel.
I'll take it that as a compliment.
Yeah, because sure, that is a compliment because I am someone, who is who's busy with his friends, who is busy with all the work he has and parents and everything. So I never felt single. But while I was reading a book, while I was reading about Ashna, Ethan, everyone, I was like, man, this is so good. So for the viewers, so if they want to know something about your book, can I read out a few lines? Some important lines
Sure.
which I felt, should be there.
Okay.
So you've written this one beautiful line, a few lines which are: He waited until I was ready. He made me love myself again. He made me fall for him. He gave me the reasons to love him. He healed me with his love. So this was how love actually started with them the second time. So Geeta, tell me, where did you get this idea first? Like to write a book and to write a romance genre book, especially.
Well, I would say I'm a hardcore, romance lover.
Okay.
I'm someone who finds romance in everything. So the moment I started writing, it was not a planned one, honestly. If you have read the book, you must
Hmm.
have read the first chapter where the Ashna is sitting in a train. So that is not, fictional fiction. That is something that I have experienced in my life. I was that person who was sitting in
Okay.
that train. So, like, I know how that feels, the pain. I have experienced it. So, at that time, I did not have any idea how to say that those words loud. So, while sitting in that train, I started writing, and that's how the book started. The first page, it is not about Asna, it is about Geeta. I was the one who was in that phase. So that's how it started. But yeah, it was not supposed to be a rom com. It was like a second chance romance. But later on, I thought like I should not depress my readers, so I convert it to a rom com.
Yeah, that's amazing, I mean, that's the beauty of authors when we come up with our real life incident and turn it into books, turn it into beautiful scenes and chapters. There's one thing, like your characters, they carry this emotional history in every interaction. Like even from Ashna's side, from Ethan's side, they're having a normal conversation, but there is an emotional history behind every word they speak. So, as a writer, how do you pull off that personal emotional truth, but as well as you hold back few things as a writer? How do you balance that?
Honestly, when I start writing, I don't know what I am gonna write. Like there is no plans ki what's gonna happen next. I just put those characters in that
Hmm.
situation and just think about it, how they would react, what they could say, or how exactly the situation will unfold. Like I just let it happen naturally. And being an emotional person and an overthinker, I would say I can relate with every emotion, so that helps me a lot, like while writing those emotions scene.
That is, this is about the themes of your book. One, the first theme which I observed was this emotional abandonment. Why do you think it is often hard for us to love again when we are broken previously?
Well, I feel once the trust is broken, like it can't be the same. Like when we say, na, like if a glass is broken, you can't it can't be the same whether it is like back to normal or we can fix it. But no, the cracks, the pain, the trust that you have, someone has come into your life and broken it. It will never be the same. You will have trust issues. You will have the fear that you will be abandoned again and no one will be there for you. So like as a person,
Hmm.
I have seen multiple women facing the same issues. Some of my friends, some of
Hmm.
the person I meet by chance, and I have seen like they trust easily. I see people these days trust easily and then they got cheated on. And I think it's
Yeah.
not easy to trust someone again. Like it is like that for example, let me take my example. I loved someone, and if
Hmm.
that person broke my heart, it will not be an easy thing for me to find someone else, give him my heart again, and then wait for the moment that he will come again. Like that, I can't put those feelings in words. To be very honest, like there will be a fear of abundant, fear of facing the same pain again, and it will always be there.
Yeah. You've written about this book where a character is broken because of her previous relationship, and there is a second chance she finds. So, in case that happens with someone in their own life, if they're broken and they have a second chance, can you tell them what to do? How do they trust again, like the way you made Ashna trust again?
See, Jignesh, in my life, what I have experienced and what I have written so far, I just know one thing, that if you are not loving yourself, no one else can love you. Uh, in last couple
Hmm.
of years, I learned this thing. I was a person who who loves to give everything to everyone, but I never thought of myself. And that moment I realized it, whatever is happening, because I am the one who is not giving that much credit, that much love to myself. So I would just suggest anyone, like everyone, whether it's a male or female, that first of all love yourself, give yourself the credit you deserve. Then only accept that someone else will come to your life and love you the way you are. That is what I feel. And when the love gives you a second chance, I'm not saying that you should not go for it. Go for it, but because first time you are a fresher, you don't have any experience, but this time you will have experience. You know how things work, you know how people manipulate, how you know that how you have to control your
Hmm.
emotions. So it will be, this time it will be easy, I would say. But yes, the fear will still be there, but you have to deal with it. And with time, you will learn that.
So, okay, let me ask you this. As a guy, I think it is quite easier for me to love again, but I think with women, it's a bit tougher. Do you say so?
Yes, I feel it. And obviously, if I say there is a thing when a woman loves this, she gives everything to a person. Like for her, that man becomes her world. Like she just don't see anyone else apart from that one person. But for a guy, it's not like that.
Hmm.
Maybe I would say like we have different for a male and for a female we have different preferences. For women, they see that man is their safety safe place, but for man, they see that woman
Hmm.
as a comfort. They want, they have different priorities, but as a woman it's not the same.
Yeah.
And once you have gone through that tough phase when someone abandoned you and when someone left you with a broken heart, it will never be the same. You will never be able to love
Hmm.
another person the same way. You will never be able to trust the same way. It's really not easy, because I think we women, as as a woman, I can tell you that it's like we build a wall around us when it comes to love, and it's not easy for someone to break once when you are, going through something terrible in life.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that's actually so true. After you build walls, it is easy. It's very hard, tough to come out of that wall. Forget people breaking it from outside. You cannot break it from inside. Yeah, and one thing about your character, Ashna, the main character, on the outside, she's a really successful person. She's a successful author. She's earning a lot. She is traveling from India to US. Everything that's good. But on the inside, she is a really, really broken woman. She's deeply broken on the inside. So, from where, how did you imagine this character? Like, was it the same idea since the beginning, or Ashna evolved in your writing process?
Uh, I would say, like, when I was writing that story, I do not wanted. I just wanted it to be a second chance and romance. So what I planned earlier, let me tell you, like, I wanted Advait to come back in Asna's life. That was the whole point. But later on, I realized
Okay.
that she doesn't deserve that same person again. I'm a little, confused author, I would say. So I introduced Ethan, and I was like, she deserves a better person, and Ethan will be that whole person. And to be honest, I think for showing her a successful author, that was me because I want to be a successful author. So like, it's my dream to be a bestseller, and I have seen that in
Yeah,
her.
yeah. That's actually a really positive way to imagine and manifest things, you know.
Yes, right.
Yeah, one thing I want to know from you. So, this was a question I asked myself many times, which is I am writing books in a digital world, people who want to watch reels. Was this ever a question in your mind? I mean, if this was a question, how did you overcome it?
Honestly, Jignesh, I am writing till since 2019, and A Kiss to Remember is not my first book. I have written plenty of books
Okay,
before that. They are all available online. And while I was writing it, it
okay.
was not as a career. I just wanted to write out of a hobby. Like, it was just a hobby that I wanted to fulfill. You won't believe, I wanted to write my
Mhm.
own love story as a book. That was terrible.
Wow.
I gave up that idea after four
Yeah,
chapters.
yeah. I get it. I get
So,
it.
like, after that, I decided I would write fiction, but yes, I would write romance only because I am a hardcore romance lover.
I mean, you have this knack. You have this knack for writing romance and physical intimacy. Like I am reading the book, like the conversations are going on. It's very a deep conversation, and I don't know. Suddenly, Ethan pulls Ashna closer, and my heart just jumps once. Yeah, that was a really amazing part. Yeah, can you tell me about it?
You are talking about that Maldives scene, right?
I mean, Maldives, there were a lot of moments. Not just about Maldives. Maldives was actually a good surprise.
Actually, there are plenty of romantic scenes there, and all of them are my favorite. But if I say, like, one of my favorite scene was the moment when Asna and Ethan reached the Maldives, and it started raining, and they are in the rain. That was the
Yeah.
best scene for me. Like, I think to tell it's easy to love a person, but when it comes to fulfill that responsibility as a lover, I think that's what I wanted to show in that specific scene. And with Ethan,
Hmm.
I was able to do that. And sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like this this is how it should be. As a woman,
Yeah.
I want that man should be like this, understanding, patient with their woman.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, talking about patience of a man. So, yeah, I just really want to know more about patience of a man. How do you expect the patience, like as a woman?
See, as a woman, I would say, like, for me, patience means like, I'm not saying that if your woman wants you to wait for 5 7 years, wait for it. I'm not saying that. But what I mean is, like, being a patient person with the woman is, if she is angry, you can be quiet with her. Like, you can just listen to her. Sometimes we
Hmm.
don't need, we don't need you to solve all our problems. We already have solution to our problems. We just need someone to just listen to us, to the things we are facing,
Yeah.
what is going on in our head. We just want that person to listen and just sit with us. We don't need validation. We just, the moment, like, we want to vent out the things. This is kind of patience I think a man should have.
So, Geeta, your previous works are all of them romance genre?
Yes, almost all of them are in the romance genre, but one of them is in, mafia romance. So, like, that was a challenge that I challenged myself with that book,
Okay.
and it did quite well.
So, I mean, when you initially began writing books, did you have this fear? Okay, maybe my relatives or my friends, everybody would read my books. Am I really gonna write romances?
I still don't want my I still don't want my friends or my family to read those books. They will kill me for that. So when I started writing, one of my colleague told me to share my book with her, and I was like thinking, should I give it to her or not? Because I knew, like, there are so many romantic scenes, and they will get to know what I think. I was actually embarrassed with the moment.
Yeah, I get that situation.
Then they, tried to console me, like, we already know what happens in romance. You don't have to embarrass. So I thought, okay, give it a try. Then I gave them my book.
So, I
But
mean,
now it feels good. Like, when they come back to me and they tell me that they love this scene, they love this character, I feel like I am successful
hmm,
in my field. Of course, I'm not a bestseller yet, but I will one
yeah,
day.
sure. I mean, I'm hoping for it. So, what was your favorite compliment ever you got about what you wrote?
Actually, I don't remember such compliment. Yeah, but yeah, I get messages from my readers. They tell me, like, they love this book. They are like waiting for the next one. And to be very honest, when I was writing my first book,
Hmm.
the name was "I Was Destined to Be Yours." It was a office romance. So, like, after 4 5 chapter, I
Okay.
was like, what should I write next? And the moment, like, I was about to give up, I got a comment from one of the chapter, and it was like, hey, you are doing great, and we are waiting for the next chapter. And I think that one comment from that one book, first book, is still with me. It, like, literally encourages me to, like, no, write something, write more. I'm not saying it's the best ever compliment, but yes, it is something that stays with me, because that was the first comment that I got from my reader.
So, I'll end you with one question, which is if somebody is listening to this episode right now and they are afraid to love again because they were once replaced or abandoned, what do you want them to hear, Geeta? Not as an author, but as a human being, what do you want to tell them?
I just want to tell them that it's like, I know it was tough. It was tough to, that
Hmm.
moment when when a person is left you, but this is not the end of your life. You have to start living for yourself and for your family. Like, when I was writing Asna, I there was a line when I wrote that she was not living for herself, she was living for her family. So I would say, like, yes, it was tough the first time when you were abandoned, your heart was broken, but that is not the end of your life. You still have a life. Love can be a part of your life, but it is not your life. Love will find you again the moment the time was will be right, when the even you will be ready to love again. accept it completely. So I would just say that work on yourself, love
Mm.
yourself, just love whatever you do, just do whatever you love, I would say, and it will find you again. But this time, do not do not make your love to you everything. It is just a part of your life. Do not make it your life. That is my only message to the readers or to the person
Mm.
who are still struggling with love.